Well, hello friends, and welcome to yet another video on another topic as I teach you some things on creating awareness in your life. Because truly, when we start to create more awareness around our lives and around the way that we respond to things, how we react to certain stuff in our lives, emotions that we are feeling, thoughts that we're having, as we kind of create this awareness, we can then start to take hold of the direction we want to go in our lives and how we want to show up and what that may look like for us as individuals. So that is the whole goal, right? When I create these videos, this free content that I put out into the world, my goal behind it is to create something that will help you to maybe create more awareness in your life. Sometimes I share things that are points of views or kind of ideas that I have, not necessarily that you would have, but my goal is that I'm sharing them on a way that will help you maybe expand your thinking and help you to see maybe more possibilities for yourself and maybe even enlighten you with something that you want to start to believe in. Not that you want to believe what I believe, but then something comes to you like, oh, I think I need to explore this, or I think I need to find out more about this. That is truly the goal of these videos. All right, my friends, so today I want to share with you teaching versus coaching. Right? So we have teaching, which is what I do in these videos. I'm doing mostly teaching. When you come to like a live webinar that I do, I'm doing teaching. When I present anything to I've presented to employees, to nonprofit organizations, all different things, and I present stuff on creating more awareness in their individual lives. That is me teaching. So, right, there's lots of teaching that goes on in my world, and I love that I get to have the opportunity to teach and just share concepts and ideas that have helped me in my life, and hoping that, again, that it would kind of enlighten and help you in yours. But coaching is a different beast. Coaching is not teaching. Now, there is usually some teaching that might be happening in the coaching as far as understanding ways in which things kind of work and just giving you the tools to help you kind of see your own thinking and own thought process. But coaching is when we start to ask questions on purpose. We start to explore our own thinking. And I can't teach you coaching, but I can coach you. And when I coach my clients, that's what I'm doing. I'm coaching my clients. I'm not teaching them an idea or a concept. So I want to kind of share some thoughts about teaching versus coaching. So when it comes to teaching, there's usually some form of how to do something in teaching, right? How to create awareness. So like maybe I share the model work that I have, how to understand or feel certain energies that we have in our life. So I talk about prove energy versus creation energy. How to process an emotion, how to be present with uncomfortable emotions so that we can gain something from that, right? The how-tos. So these are like these how-tos that I teach in these videos and like I said, in other different settings as well. And then there's coaching. Coaching doesn't have a how-to to it. Coaching has more of a why. Like, why are we feeling this way? What is it that you would need to believe? How can you come to believe that? What are the steps that you are willing to take? What is stopping you from moving forward? When you tell yourself, I don't know, why are you telling yourself, I don't know? What do you know? Right? Instead of going down that rabbit hole of, I don't know, what do you know? Why is it that you believe that? That is coaching versus teaching. Teaching is how to do this, the steps on how to do this. So when it comes to coaching and teaching, they are two different beasts. And the way that I coach, because I coach my clients one-to-one, I do a 12-week program with my clients. And so they get an hour of time with me, and it's just me and them. And it's going through things that they might be having, like those little speed bumps, those things that are maybe stopping them from moving forward, thoughts that are coming up for them, emotions that they're not quite processed yet, things like that. And so what I do as a coach is I want to help them see their own thought process. I don't want to point it out to them, say, see, look, you're doing that. See that thing you're doing that. That's not helpful. What is helpful is to start to explore and go, why do you believe you're thinking that? What's coming up for you when you start to think that way? And help them start to unravel what is actually the root cause of why they're not moving forward. So the teaching, the how-to, is things that we think we need to do to kind of prove who we are, right? Prove that we have value, prove that we have worth. If we do these activities, then we are useful to society, right? Even on a resume, we talk about the things that we do, the stuff that we know how to do, how to accomplish. We always are sharing like that how-to part of our lives. But yet when we decide to be ourselves and who we are being, that is coaching. Coaching is deciding, who am I being? And from that place of being, what do I believe? Why do I believe that? Why does it matter to me? What can I learn from this? So, right, these questions, these introspective questions is within coaching. And once you get clear on your being, then you can apply the how-tos based on you actually being you. So you don't like go and do the how-tos and try to like fit yourself into the how-tos, like this is what I need to do. And then what happens usually the time that we're trying to actually do the how-tos and we're trying to do this, creating a result that we believe we want, but yet we don't know why we're doing it. We're just kind of spinning our wheels constantly. We're just like, nope, we got to do this. And it's like we're carrying this baggage of these belief systems and things that we have, and maybe these things that are keeping us from doing it, or we're not doing it quite as well as we could do it. There might be a better way to do it for you particularly because you're a unique individual, but yet you're doing all these how-tos, and yet you haven't gotten to the root cause of why you would want to do them, why you would want to believe in them. When you start to perform from a place of this is just who you are, you do things not because you have to prove a thing, but because you are creating yourself. You are being you. It's a very different energy force. So we think we need to know all this stuff. We think we need to have all the answers and all these solutions, right? This whole teaching stuff that we need to know. And because we have this thought and believing that we need to know all this stuff, we forget the root cause of why we do anything is because of what we believe and how we see the world and things that have happened in our lives that have added up to where we are now, right? And we kind of unpack that and go, okay, what's that look like for us? Why do we believe that? Why is that important to us? So getting to that root cause of it and understanding that you're now stemming from a place of creation, you're creating yourself, you're just being who you are, you're being you because this is what you believe in, that is the coaching. That is the unpacking. That is the exploring that. That is helping you to be centered, to ground yourself, to get that mind-body connection so that you're like, yep, that's who I am. And you take ownership of that and you decide. And then you decide and now you move forward and you start doing some how-tos. And then what happens is that you do some how-tos of what you've learned out here, but then you're like, you know what? This makes more sense to me to do it this way. Then you start really being you. You start showing up in the world as yourself because you're not having to do this how-to to try to figure this out. You actually are now just being you. So you show up in your relationships differently. You show up at your work differently. Obviously, any relationships, right? Work, family life, the way that you show up to yourself is different because you've kind of grounded yourself in who you are. That is coaching, my friends. This is what coaching feels like and looks like. And the energy behind coaching is very different than the energy behind the how-to, the teaching. Why don't we look at it this way? You could look at it this way. Might be helpful. This could be helpful. But until we actually apply it to your individual needs, you're kind of just floating out there. And what I want to do is I want to help connect the dots and help you so that you can actually use that as needed so that you can move forward and actually do the things that resonate with you because that just makes sense to you. Because this is just you being you. So I hope this is helpful. I know this video is going to be a little bit more shorter than the other ones, because really when it comes to teaching and coaching, they are two different things. They're two different beasts. And there are times in our lives where we need teaching. We need the how-tos. We need to kind of see what that looks like. But there's also time in our lives where we need the why. Why are we doing this? What's going on for us? And I really, for me personally, what I have found is that when I'm busy trying to look for solutions in the how-tos, I am disconnected from myself, and then I'm trying too hard to be something that I'm not. Like I'm trying to do these things to get an outcome that I believe I want, but at the same time, I'm not sure like why I'm doing this, besides the fact that I was told that that's what you do to get there. And then when I've come from a place where I've decided on how I believe, my belief system, what my core values are, what those 5 look like for me, why I do the things I do, the results that I want based on those values, and then I take action from that place, it's a very different energy. That's the energy I call create energy. Then we have prove energy. Prove and create energy need to both exist. They don't need to be competitive. What happens is that we can get stuck in prove energy and not move forward. And when we get into creation energy, we can kind of go, but then we still need to connect, right? So there's still a part of prove energy that we still need. So it's like finding that balance between the creation energy and prove energy and how it is that it shows up for us so that we can see ourselves in the huge equation. Because, right, there's this big, vast equation in this world, and we are a unique individual within it. And so things that will resonate with us might not resonate with others. And how it is that that kind of shows up into our world, and then we start to become us. And that's really what I'm doing. I'm helping my clients ground themselves. So when transitions happen in life, right? We have things that happen in our lives. We become an empty nester. We decide to go back to school, to college. And so we go to maybe a trade school, do something like that. Why are we doing that, right? What's coming up for us? What is it about right now that we want to do that? And is it that that's the solution to it? Because as a coach that helps people during transitions, what I love to do is I love to help people before they take that leap, before they decide this transition is what they need to do. I want to help ground themselves so when they make that choice, it's based on like, yep, that's who I am. I believe this. I don't need to overly doubt myself. Yes, doubt is going to come because I have a limbic system. I have that, that part of my brain. Of course, doubt's going to come up for me. But I have decided and I have engaged my prefrontal cortex, my front of my brain, right? So that I've made the decision that this is who I am because it makes sense to me. Because I've explored my thinking and I've stepped back and I haven't like rushed into something. I've made the steps based on, of course, that's what I'm going to do. If this just makes sense to me, it just feels right. And not even that it just feels right because, right, we can still have uncomfortableness within the process, but that it's like, oh yeah, that's part of this journey. I'm going to be uncomfortable right now. And so I move forward because I've decided that this is what I'm going to do. So that's what I do is I help you kind of gain that insight, looking all around at everything, seeing all the possibilities, and then using all that to your advantage so that you can start to move forward on purpose. You create through the transition on purpose. And that, my friends, is a beautiful feeling. All right, my dears, I look forward to talking with you again next week. And I hope you've enjoyed this content. Please make sure to reach out to me if you are wanting to do a discovery call. If, as I talked about teaching versus coaching, and you're like, oh, but I've been learning all this stuff, applying it and actually putting it into it and the questions I ask and kind of the space I hold for you are very different than just learning this information that I share with you. All right, my friends, I look forward to talking to you soon. We'll see you later. Bye.